people ask us, like, oh, how do you shut it off? Like, when do you not talk about work? But like, our work is exciting to us. For us, I mean, we talk about plenty of things beyond work and have a life beyond work, but work is also what we love.
Yeah.
And what we've created is our creation together.
I'm so excited to be sitting with Matt Woodburn and Sarah Neukom, event producing, entrepreneurial, power couple, and founders of ESP Presents. We are currently sitting in Exchange 312, and it is such a gorgeous space.
Well, thank you for having us today.
Oh my God, you guys, I've been so excited to do this for so long. From the moment that I walked into this space, I was like, it's gorgeous. So please tell us like the idea behind it, where the design came from, the whole concept. I want to hear it.
Sure. Well, thank you for that. Exchange 312 is an intimate, luxurious event venue that Matt and I started in May of this year, but have been concepting and dreaming up for several years now. It's really become an extension of our event production company and a place for us to host events, host our friends, be hospitable, and create amazing experiences, which is what we love to do. So we do any sort of event you can imagine, from small wedding receptions and ceremonies to corporate events to off-site board retreats to graduation parties, birthday parties, co-working during the day, you name it.
So you mentioned co-working during the day. Where did that come from? Like, I know there have been a lot of co-working spaces popping up in Chicago. What made you decide to do that in this particular space?
Yeah, kind of like Sarah touched on, this is an extension of our brand and the ESP Presents production company. And as we were growing, we needed bigger space. So the space also serves as our office for the production company,
which we are sitting in.
And so the idea of using the space during the day to invite other like-minded businesses to come in and join us to collaborate. Obviously, we have our clients here that we work with, and we get to like spread out and be in a creative space. It just seemed to make sense. So co-working, it's kind of that's a generic term, but what we're doing here is a little more curated, and I know that's kind of an overused term.
But I love it though.
But at the same time, it helps to have all of us under the same roof in the same place, collaborate, because sometimes we're working on projects together for months, and instead of just being on a conference call, which how that goes, people want to, it just gets so old, and it's just not as productive. So being in a beautiful space, we feel like we get to host. We feel like it's more creative and it's more productive at the end of the day.
It's funny that you say you like to host, because I remember walking into the space the first time. One of the things that I mentioned to you guys was it doesn't feel like an event space. It feels like you're walking into somebody's home. It feels very homey. Even when you were like walking me through the space and explaining the gorgeous, like the beautiful bar. Like that bar is so beautiful, and it looks like it's something that it would be in somebody's home. And it doesn't feel like that. Where did that concept come from? Was it just from your experiences and visiting, different event spaces? Because you've been in the industry, Matt, for a really long time, right?
Yeah, I think it's funny. We kind of joke that it's our living room and our showroom. So we took a lot of inspiration from like boutique hotel experiences, and we travel a lot, take a lot of inspiration from travel, and thought it would be nice if we could blend that, like just like you said, like almost residential, right on the line of commercial. When you go into kind of a boutique hotel environment, you get that. And so that was where the design inspiration came from. And Sarah and I had to take the reins and do it in order to get it done right, and on the timeline we had to deliver. So I really feel like we drew from our travels and said if we could build it the best way possible in our mind, let's try to shoot for that. So I think we pulled it off.
And we have a similar aesthetic, and so it was actually very
Thank
fun.
goodness.
And collaborative.
No debates over colors and tile and all that stuff.
No, and we're both
Very
somewhat
few.
daring in what we like to see created, and for us to kind of collaborate and create this together was a really kind of it had its ups and downs, mostly ups, but was really fun and something to be so proud of now that we've been open.
How is it that you two are a couple in real life? And in real life, yes, because people are like, wait, are they, how do you work with your significant other? And it's funny because some people say, I can't work, me personally on a day-to-day, I couldn't work with my husband. because our styles are different. But we could check in, and he does help me with a lot of things. But you guys work together every day, and I think it's so beautiful. Talk about that a little bit, and how does that work with you guys? Like, you work together and you go home together. How does all of that work?
Who wants to start?
Don't stumble.
Right, exactly.
Well, I think the great thing about Matt is that, and our relationship, personal and professional, is that we're truly partners in every sense of the word. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm not sure the last time that I've introduced Matt as like my boyfriend or anything, or that is just my partner in life and in business.
I love that.
And for us, how does that look? That looks like supporting each other, knowing everything that's going on in each capacity. So knowing that if we have a lot happening at the space, one of us, or with the events company, one of us might need to step up and fill that role. But simultaneously, Matt has 2 little girls from his first marriage that we share 3 days a week. And so there's lunches and there's dinners and there's still things that need to get done on the home front. So for us, it's really always clear communication. And I think that that's been kind of an epicenter of our relationship. And it's funny because, we're very, very similar people, almost like exactly the same, which is kind of weird. But, at the same time, part of the whole ESP is because we kind of anticipate what the other person will say. And, it's just very, it's been a exciting opportunity to grow both verticals together.
Kind of playing devil's advocate, for someone that's out there that's wanting to start something with their partner, what would be some of the challenges that maybe they could be, facing, and how could they work through that?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I feel like there's a lot of angles to that. Obviously, Sarah and I are both very ambitious, and we're tenacious, and so we have ideas of where we want to go and what we want to do. Thankfully, we align almost all the time, right? And so the challenges are only sometimes where everybody hits your peaks and valleys, and sometimes you just are tired and or you're having a bad day. Thankfully, we're mostly on the opposite end of that yin and yang, so that's really good. We kind of, I feel like, pull each other up to keep going, because you have to, right?
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
true.
stop.
People ask us, like, oh, how do you shut it off? Like, when do you not talk about work? But like, our work is exciting to us. I mean, we like to go on vacation, and we like to enjoy an awesome meal out and explore a new city or a new town or meet the locals or wherever. But like, for us, we're like, oh man, don't you think that painting will look gorgeous in exchange? Like, who's the local artist? So for us, I mean, we talk about plenty of things beyond work and have a life beyond work, but work is also what we love.
Yeah.
And what we've created is our creation together. I mean, you're sort of sitting in a house that we built with a team of 10, not too far away, that we've put together. And for us, it's like a really exciting thing. So to answer your question though, and let me kind of back up to what the challenges are, right? Matt and I are both very emotional people, and we have our highs and we have our lows. And the positive of this is that we know how to deal with the other when they're experiencing that. I think that the only time that there's ever been challenges, or that the challenges somewhat emerge, is when we're just totally beat and exhausted. And even at that point,
and
it's not.
when those 2 days line up, or those 2 things line up on the same day.
Yeah, 18 hours
that
working,
is very challenging.
6 events still ahead of you. The team, the this, the that, like many things. And at the end of the day, we've maybe only gotten like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. One of us hasn't eaten. And
He's hangry.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
You're hangry.
I'm a whole different person. Yeah.
I
That
get
is
hangry.
true.
I get hangry from time
Great,
to time.
beautiful. I'm like, I can actually see it now. I'm like, you haven't eaten today, have you? And he's
Oh
like,
yeah, she'll call me out on it, which is great.
but now I can anticipate it. So
Tell me, where do you see ESP Presents going in the future? What vision do you see for that? And what vision do you see for Exchange 312?
I think in simple terms, and I'm going to be somewhat ambiguous about it, because not that we're superstitious, but maybe superstitious.
Yeah.
I see us working in other markets more. So a little bit more of the same, but on a bigger scale, right? And some more brands that we have affinity towards. more global exposure, and I think that goes for Exchange 312 as well. We'd love to, pop up something like this in another market, give us a nice home base that gets us into the community and into the business community there, the arts community there. And we also love this edge of hospitality that comes with blending these two businesses together in one building. So if we were ever to elevate this up, a small boutique hotel might be somewhere on that wish list. So yeah, you're like, yeah, you can see that.
I can see that. One of the last things that I like to ask all of my guests is, what does smart is the new sexy mean to you?
I think Sarah's smart is very sexy.
Oh, Matt, come on.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that attracted me to her from the very start. So in order to, get to work with her was an honor, and then the affection just grew and grew from there. So, I saw her, and this is a funny story that we were just reminiscing about, but I saw her kind of command a meeting of about 15 different men from various industries, and she was the one solo female. And it was very apparent after this meeting was over that all those guys were there for Sarah. Like, everyone had come on her word and on her passion and her desire that she put this idea out there about something that she wanted to do, which is build this event space. And we were all there, kind of probably looking at each other like, why are we here? But we were there, everyone was there for Sarah, and to listen to her flesh out this dream. And I remember us talking about that a little later, and I don't know if she realized what a impact that made on me. But so I picked that up right away, and then I was just figuring out how I could get to
You fell in love.
Be by her side.
Cut. That's a wrap. We're done here.
It was Cupid with the bow.
That was it.
Like,
I was like, I got.
to him.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's right.
Sarah, after that answer, we should have let Sarah answer first. But
No kidding. Is that what all the men said?
Not that eloquent. Even my husband did say that. He needs to
Show
read
this video, yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. Sarah, what does smart is the new sexy mean to you?
I'm I think I just got splotchy again from that answer. I guess for me, being smart and being sexy are combined and linked together through confidence, and how you feel about yourself and how you project encapsulates both. I'm some of the time, but most of the time I'm not the smartest person in the room. Did that sound totally egotistical the way I said that?
No,
most of the time I'm not the smartest person in the room, but a lot of the times I need to project as I am. And so I think the only way that you can make sure that you are a voice of authority and a voice of trusted confidence is by being able to say, I can do this, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's actually been a huge process just in a number of things that you see with our business growth and with the space. We don't know the answers, but I think that being able to be confident enough in your abilities and know that you can get it done can be sexy. And most of the time, it's hot in here, huh? But I think that it's normally also the right choice to be able to say I can do it, I can do it well, or I can't do it, and let me find somebody else to help you.
I love that. Matt and Sarah, thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. Just seeing you guys and your interaction. It's so cute and so admirable. And then I hope somebody that's out there that's watching this knows that they can have a Matt or they could have a Sarah, and even working together, both whether it's personally or professionally, it can work, but the key is communication.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It is possible.
Well, thank you guys
Thank
so
you,
much.
RC.
For you guys out there that have not checked out Exchange 312, you have to stop by the space. It is so amazing. There's a website. What's the website?
Exchange312.com.
Yep, that's so easy. If you're from the Chicago area, 312.
That's right.
Thank you.